Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Heartbeat Narratives. My name is Molly, and I'm your host. And I'm very, very excited to welcome Elfi to the podcast today. Thank you for coming, Elfi.
Hi, Molly. Thank you for inviting me.
I have been wanting to do an episode with you for a very long time. And I think our audience will connect with you, connect with your stories. And I wanted to give a little bit of context for people who are listening. Elfi is someone who means a lot to me personally.
Okay.
Over the past few years, she has really taken me under her wing, sharing with humor, grounded life advice, adventurous stories, often over a delicious home-cooked meal of schnitzel, Alaskan salmon, colorful rainbow salads, and the occasional sip of akavit. We know we love akavit. She's originally from Austria, and her life has been anything but ordinary. She spent years as a flight attendant based here in Hawaiʻi, traveling the world and collecting experiences long before most of us ever thought to do the same. She's a mother, a wife, an avid skier, and very much a social butterfly who continuously brings people together with love and some healthy teasing. But more than that, Elfi is someone who lives with curiosity and a zest for life that I find contagious.
Oh, thank you, Molly. That's so sweet.
I'm just really touched that you were open to having this conversation about joy. And I know that we'll probably get into many different topics, but to start off, could you share a little bit about what it was like growing up in Austria?
Oh, that's a good story. I was born after the war in Austria in 1951. As every kid, its everyday life is normal. And grew very humbly, actually poor at times, but you don't know that as a child. You just grow and learn. Then as I became an adult, I was well educated. I came to the United States and ended up in Alaska after many steps in between, of course. But Alaska was a very important part to me. It was a place of opportunity for women that was unheard of in my life. If you knew how to drive a big old rig in Alaska and you could show them, you could do it. You didn't have to have a license per se. So this was the pipeline era in Alaska, and we really grew up there. And when the pipeline was done in the mid-'80s, we were basically there with a child, a beautiful home, living on a lake in Anchorage, Alaska. Everything was going beautifully. And then, of course, the company shuts down, and then off you go. Yes, you have a beautiful child, you have a beautiful home, but you have to maintain.
Yes.
And then we ended up to move to Hawaii because there was another opportunity to be sky people, air people. My husband being a pilot, and I went back in the sky and became an interpreter flight attendant and flew to Europe for a few years. And it was very exciting, got to see the most of the world and many beautiful places that I would never have seen not having had my job.
Yeah.
And going to work was always joyful. The dirty laundry was home. I didn't have to do. There were many benefits from leaving home as a wife. It was very fun. And also, I think, engages your husband to be very upfront in being part of child rearing and raising the child and also the household. So as a woman in an ability to leave home and fly away, happy.
Yes.
That was happy time. And at the time, going home was always great too. It's just re-engaging with the family, and it's always very important to touch base with everyone that is in your family. After you come back from the world, from other experiences, you have to share and bring it. It's so important. How you grew, you have to partake, give it to someone else to partake of. So that was very important for me. I didn't figure that one out before.
I mean, my impression of you is that you are 100% present wherever you are, whether it is at your job as a flight attendant,
right. Yeah.
or if it's at home with your family or with your friends. And I feel like the way that you carry yourself, it's so welcoming and warm, but also you have this very strong backbone.
I do.
Where if I were a passenger on a flight and something happened, I would be like, I'm listening to her.
Yeah, the authority is important.
Yeah.
But also the knowledge behind it. And being on an airplane is like maybe 300 people, and you have a choice to get them all pissed off. There will be no talking, or there will be no this. But you, in order to have people comply, you have to give them options. And then they can pick maybe one. That really makes them feel like free citizens and a little different than saying you have to. It's very easy to do. Bringing joy on the airplane. I remember children crying, maybe 5, 6, 7 years old, give them a garbage bag and say, go collect garbage, do something. And then they stop crying and they go around and they get lots of garbage. They're very good at it. But it teaches them that they have a purpose. So for me, nowadays every child now has a screen. And as I started working in my category of job, a flight attendant, we were aware that children needed diversion on the airplane to be comfortable, to be humans. And so a good advice was for every flight hours, have a new toy, a cheap toy, and just take it out and take the other one back and bring another one out. They will be entertained, but now you have all the little games and videos to watch, so the children don't interact with you so much anymore. It's very interesting.
But that makes sense. I feel like for those long flights, especially from Hawaiʻi to other places, or when you were working in Alaska too, doing more of the flights into the bush.
Yeah, into the bush.
Were there
Eskimo
many
village.
children on those flights?
Beautiful children. There was one flight from Barrow, Alaska, which is the most northerly settlement or actually city in the United States. It's Barrow. It has an Eskimo name. It starts with Q. I have not learned the new word. And we flew a group of probably not kindergarten, but probably just elementary students, maybe 7 to 10 years old. And the teacher said, the first one that sees a tree, let me know, because there are no trees up north in the northern of Alaska. It's just ice and snow and ocean. So the kids were sticking their noses to the window watching for trees for hours. It takes 3 hours to fly from the north to the south of Anchorage, from Barrow to Anchorage. So in the middle of Anchorage, after we passed the Fairbanks area, then the kids got to see trees. So it was really fun for them to see trees. Never seen trees before.
Wow.
So that's Alaska.
I'm just fascinated by your time living in Alaska because even though you've been in Hawaiʻi for many years, you have a whole community out there where you still go fishing.
We do, yeah.
And you go up and you get salmon.
Get red salmon. This is the red salmon season. This is happiness now. In the Kenai River, they show up by the millions. And when you are a young person and want to make extra money in Alaska, you go to the fishing game and then you can become a fish counter. You get a little clicker. You go to whatever river they tell you to, hopefully no bears, and then you wait for the tide to come into the river, and then you count fish. You go click, 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 and then they know how many fish come into the river, and then they know how many people can have how many fish, so they can control the fish population. So that's extra money, just in case you ever need extra money. You can go to Alaska and be a clicker for fish counting.
That's amazing. What if it's just like a horde of fish, just like a huge school
you
of
just
fish?
keep clicking. You just do the
going.
best you can. Yeah.
Okay.
A fun job. So being in Alaska and fishing, you will have a wonderful time. And I will definitely teach you not to hurt the fish, just kill it.
Okay.
Okay. No torture. Whack-a-mole.
I've been lucky enough to eat a lot of the salmon that you bring back when we have gravlax and just the color of the salmon that you have.
It's beautiful.
It's the most beautiful salmon I've ever seen because it's wild.
It's wild salmon.
Yeah.
They don't have to feed them any colors to get that red. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Very healthy.
Very healthy. I would really like to hear a little bit more about some of the highlight stories from your time being a flight attendant.
Okay.
Because I know you've managed situations where you were going through a big storm.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were based in Hawaiʻi at that time.
We had a big flight out of the South Pacific. We went from Samoa, Pago Pago, to Apia, which is Western Samoa. And then we flew from there up to Honolulu, and it's a midnight flight, all night long, either at 5 or 6 in the morning. And as we get to Apia, pick up more people, then we have another 5 hours flying home. And it was a 787, a very old airplane. I love my 787. She has 4 engines. A couple can go out and you still can fly. So we've started flying out towards Honolulu, and about an hour into the flight, I noticed it was a combination airplane inside. They put a bulkhead up that kind of makes the cargo in front happened behind the cockpit. There was a cargo. We had taro roots planted there. And then there was a wall, basically, with a little door. And then first class had a couple rows, and then it was coach. And I was serving first class right by, it was the wing section area where the wall was. And the wing lights came on, which in the middle of the night, you don't need wing lights. You immediately, your little alarm goes off in your head saying, what is going on? But you're smiling. And then the fasten seatbelt sign came on. No sense for it because we were as calm as can be. And another minute later, a fist from the outside hit us, a proportional fist. It was just an image that I had in my head. Yeah. And it just was so violent. And the airplane immediately started porpoising, going up and down. And we heard hail. We had lightning hit our aircraft and go through the aisle and go out the other door. We could smell the sulfur. We were basically belted by not only the hail, but we also heard the taro roots in front going up and then coming down on the negative forces. And it was people screaming, and we just fed them little trays of food, which is the old-fashioned way. That was in the 80s. Yeah. And of course, all the food, the trays was thrown in the aisle, and people were getting sick and throwing up and crying. And it was about 20 minutes of this mayhem of going up and down. And I thought, okay, my mom always told me I will die this way. And you have to laugh at this at the same time. But you rock and rolling, and one of our flight attendants got hurt. He hurt her neck, and a passenger broke her wrist, and people were just not good. So our procedure after that is, once it calms down, we assess for flight attendants, first crew members' illnesses or injuries, and then we check for passengers, and then we check for structural injuries on the airplane. Then we report to the cockpit. Of course, they didn't answer. They're busy doing their stuff up there. So eventually we got in contact with them, and I was the first flight attendant, so I was in charge in the back. And finally, the DC-8 had one other benefit besides 4-engine. It has 3 pilots. It has an engineer, because it's also a pilot, but this person it's expandable in the fact they can talk and come and go. So the captain was able to come back because the engineer was able to sit in between and make everything legal. Okay. It ended up where he comes back and calmed the entire airplane down. He just said, we'd be fine, we'd be still rocking and rolling. And we landed in the morning in Honolulu. So we were international arrival, so we had to kind of park remotely. Basically, our ground agent showed up. I want the liquor and headset money, and that's all he did. We did not know about post-traumatic stress. We didn't know about that back then. Mm-hmm. So that was one subject that I took to heart then. Yeah. I became involved in my safety committee after that. I went there and I screamed my head off saying, I almost died. And I literally was dumbfounded, and I didn't know there was better, that people really should take care of you at that point. When you came to the ground, you took care of the whole airplane. You shouldn't be driving home in traffic in the morning and not have anyone saying, are you okay? Can you make this happen? So that was a big change in me. And I made that going into the union door saying, I need change. And of course, they plopped me right into a position saying, okay, then become part of the safety committee. And it was the best thing ever to me. I became the safety. That was my title that I enjoyed. And I would find all these wonderful toys and helpful things for flight attendants, and I would bring them to the company. I was invited to corporate meetings and saying, here you are. I have another thing for you. We need all these things that we didn't have back then. And the company was very willing.
I feel like it's comforting to know that there was someone like you who had experienced a difficult time on a flight enough that it inspired you to become safety certified, become an expert for your airline, and then implement the necessary things. Because as passengers, we don't know. We're looking to you and to the pilots for like the tone, like how serious are these situations. And I recall another time you said that there was some kind of training where you had to jump off.
Oh, yeah.
Could you share about that?
We were in the North Sea, it's called, in north of Germany, in Cuxhaven. And there is a very cold ocean up there. Oh, my God. November. And I was invited by Condor Airlines to attend, I'm going to pronounce it in German, Überleben auf Meer. Of See. Meer and See is the same word in Deutsch. Basically, survival on the ocean. And they are simulating you being in an airplane that ditched in the ocean and how to survive deploying rafts and such things and keeping people happy and engaged. They're not happy, okay, but anyway, keep them engaged to do stuff so they have something to do, they have purpose, and hopefully survive. And you have to basically, slide or jump in the ocean and go swim to the raft in very cold water and board the raft and make it then assist everyone on and then have a survival procedure. Basically keep the raft dry, keep people busy, make signals, and it's pretty, ocean is going, it's not easy. And then the helicopter sadly was broken, so we were not lifted out. So they had to pull us back in. But it really taught you how fragile we are when we are away from our comfort of warmth and being in an ocean that just sucks warmth out of you. If you imagine this all empty ocean there and no one is coming to get you. So that's not happy stuff, okay?
Yeah,
sorry.
It makes me think of the Titanic.
Yeah, it is in a similar way.
That was my favorite movie when I was a child, but it left a strong impression on me of what would I do in those survival moments or situations if there was like a disaster.
It's always observation and assessing.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah. When you are in situations, even if it's not on an airplane, when there's a need for like a responder, I feel like you would be one of those people who are...
I'm ashamed to tell you that. Costco.
Oh no, what happened?
Person leaves the cart right by the cold storage, thinking it was out of the way, but everyone had to navigate around. I just took their cart and parked it a little bit aside. The lady was a little upset. I said, egress needs to stay open. You cannot block the exit. I became the flight attendant at Costco.
It's so ingrained in who you are.
And other people notice this. That was right, and I'm going like, oh, I shouldn't have done it. But anyway, it just made everything easy except the lady that had the cart was not happy. Yeah,
it's funny though. You're in the habit.
Order will prevail.
Yeah. Were there any moments when you were flying where you're like, oh, this is why I do my job? I'm sure there's so many.
Flying to, first time I flew to Switzerland on a DC-8, and I was able to go visit my sister in Switzerland, bring the crew for lunch to my sister, and she cooked us beautiful European food. I forget what it was, probably schnitzel and all that other stuff. And she was so proud of her little sister bringing the crew, and she's flying. And she's a very simple woman, but very kind. She's now still alive in Switzerland. She's 88. But she cooked them, and she didn't speak any English, but made them all happy anyway. I mean, communicated with fingers.
Food is a universal language.
Yeah, it was so sweet to be able to go there and say, here I am, sister, and I'm bringing some hungry people.
Being multilingual, has that played to your advantage too when you've been
I never think about it really. I just noticed sometimes when I go to Europe and come back, my voice box is confused. Oh. I sometimes talk to people in the wrong language, or I cannot get the word out because I think age doesn't help that. There's a confusion going on. But I think languages are good to know. I think the more you speak, I think the more insight you have to so many things.
Definitely. I think of the brain as having all these connections, and if you speak more languages, they just have to work. More connections. They have to stay
exercising it.
Yeah. It's just these like neural pathways that get more used. Activity.
They don't get used otherwise. Yeah, you're right.
In the process of learning another language, I'm trying to learn Norwegian right now, but it's not an easy language either. But
so how fluent are you now?
Oh, I don't even know if I would use the word fluent, but I
can get around.
I can get around.
See?
I can ask for help.
See?
I can oftentimes get the gist of what a conversation is about, even if I don't catch all the details.
Right.
But there's so many dialects. And I can't always pick up on the dialects, which tells me that I don't know the language well enough. Because I feel like if you come to the U.S. and you're able to pick up on like a Southern accent or an East Coast accent, then you probably have a pretty strong grasp of English if you can hear the accents. And I'm not at that level yet with Norwegian. Do you know how many years you were a flight attendant before you retired?
10 years in Alaska and 34 years in Honolulu.
So 44 years. That's a long time, Elfi.
And I have a business degree, okay? You're not getting a business degree in Austria in the 60s. No computer, no cell phones, no nothing. You just did everything by hand. It's not applicable anymore. Okay?
But I'm assuming maybe there were some skills that transferred over to what you ended up doing.
I learned how to do shorthand.
Okay.
I don't know it anymore. A lot of unnecessary skills.
Yeah. But the people skills,
I
side
think
of it.
it's balancing the checkbook kind of mentality.
Got it.
Keep things square or straight or orderly. I think that's maybe part of my makes me comfortable.
Yeah.
Not happy, but comfortable. I like things in order. I need to know where things are. My husband goes like, opens the refrigerator, he goes, where are things? And it's right there, but it's not.
Yeah, there's like an order to the
peripheral,
home,
I
to
think.
the job.
Yeah, I think something different, yeah.
I lost my question. Where did it go?
I'm going to tell you a happy one.
Yeah.
Happy was having a beautiful baby boy. Oh my God. That is, I think, joy for any human, I think. That is something that cannot be redone. I think if you have more kids, maybe, but it's a very different intimacy there.
Yeah, with a child.
There's a connection that I will always feel. It's very deep.
Did something change within you when you became a mother?
I think I became more compassionate and more childlike too. I kind of like to have fun. Can kind of be silly things. It doesn't have to be serious or stately things or mature or a grown-up thing. Sometimes be silly.
He's a very lucky son to have you and Granta as parents.
He, I think, has had so many beautiful things extended to him and say, take what you need and want. And I think he's a very insightful young man. 42, old man actually.
Barely.
42.
What kind of work does he do?
Oh, our son is a engineer, mechanical engineer.
Okay, so airline.
And he likes to go and sell planes. So actually, he's a what do you call car salesman in the airplane category.
Okay.
They have a really neat thing. They go and basically go to the customer and show them their goods, meaning what kind of airplane they want, through virtual reality. And so they put their goggles on and then they say, where do you want your cargo space? Where do you want your bathrooms? Okay, this is usually what works best, but how long do you have to fly? And where do you fly to? And how many people do you want in there? Do you want first class? So they're basically sitting at home and they can figure out what kind of plane they want for their airline. But that's a really neat thing to be able to travel around the world and sell something with what you have. They have historians with them, translators, lawyers, mechanics, pilots. They have a whole entourage. So they have answers.
Interesting.
So it's like a traveling group.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
That's fascinating. I don't know much about airplanes, but I've been watching this TV show called Outlander, and
oh, it's so cool.
I love Outlander.
I've read the whole books,
Oh,
all
you
of them,
have?
all of them.
Oh, I can't believe we've never talked about this.
That was so long ago. That was when I still had a good eyeball. Oh, those books were beautiful.
It's a beautiful storyline about time travel, and the show is amazing, has a cult following, mostly of women. But in one of the recent episodes we watched, Jamie and Claire, who are the main characters, Claire is from the 1900s,
Right.
She travels back to the 1700s, and her husband from the 1700s is asking her about airplanes. And he's like, wait, how do they work? How do they fly in the sky? And she's describing that they don't flap their wings like birds. They're just stationary wings. And my mind...
The comprehension of that.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. It is crazy that these huge machines can
Sucking in
fly
air
in the
and
air.
lifting you up.
It's magical that we have invented transportation like that. And we can travel from here
To the backside of the moon now.
Yeah.
But you know what? Did you ever, I forget the title of that book. It was a book about where people were able to make themselves microscopically small and then they can go into, let's say, the lawn. And then they learn about the bugs, the spider, the fungus that lives down there, and they have to survive. And then they can get normal again, but they can share all that stuff that goes on down there. And you have to be careful that the spider doesn't eat you.
Did it get turned into a movie?
Yeah, I think it
It's
did.
on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember
Yeah.
what it was called.
We think we're so advanced, but maybe we're just really stupid thing in a little teacup. This is the earth, this is your teacup. This is all we know.
Yes.
The teacup is big.
Yes.
But that's all we know. But there might be bigger things there that we just too stupid to understand.
We can't even comprehend what's possible.
I think that we have a capacity problem in our head. But when I read this book, I was like, oh my God, we're living in a little patch here.
We're just little ants
Yeah.
roaming the planet.
Looking for other ants, and hopefully they don't eat us. They were talking about that, saying, oh my God, maybe we're going to encounter aliens. It's not going to be good.
Wild.
We don't even get along with each other.
This brings me to another question. Did anything supernatural ever happen when you were flying? Or something that was not explainable when you were up that high traveling?
I like Northern Lights.
Beautiful.
Sometimes we were in there like a washing machine. I don't think it was supernatural, but it was eerie. Because you didn't know whether you were moving or the light was moving. We could only perceive aircraft movement through what you felt. But everything was, your visual stimulation was so great that the light was just dancing around the aircraft, and you felt it on your skin.
Really?
And I didn't hear it in that particular flight, but I think I can hear the Northern Lights. It crackles, and people say that doesn't make a noise. And they were not ever able to videotape the Northern Lights until the newer video machines came out. They couldn't capture it. They had always oil paintings of Northern Lights. There were never any real photographs. You couldn't get it. And somehow they are able to do it now. But it's an eerie thing. And I remember seeing it as a young, maybe 24-year-old woman. We were at a sauna place in Fairbanks, and it just was like, you felt it on your skin. And I could hear it.
Touching you in a way, in a different frequency somehow.
Very, very much, yeah.
That's
very
amazing.
odd, very odd.
It's just so cool knowing that you've spent so many days, weeks, months of your life above the earth in your job.
And do you know I love the ocean, being underneath?
Can we talk about that too?
Yeah. The ocean, oh my God, for me it's another dimension. When you're in the ocean and you look up and you see the lapping, maybe 100 feet down below, but you still see, depending on sunshine and everything, you can still see the movement. And it's beautiful, and the noise underneath, it goes like this. Everyone is eating.
Yes.
It's the eating sounds. It's noisy. It's really noisy.
And you've snorkeled all over the place.
But this is all scuba diving.
Okay. So you've gone really
You
deep.
go down, yeah. I think my deepest that I fess up to is 176. It's way too deep for me. My husband goes over 200.
Wow.
Yeah, when you say 2, it's too much. You get really, there's something called, what do you call that? When you get all happy down because you get narked. I don't get narked, I get phobia. And that I didn't like it down there. But further on up, 100 feet and above, I'm a happy clam, yeah. But deeper down, it's very dark. A little ominous down there.
The ocean, you really have explored all the dimensions.
And I like the
High
mountains.
and low.
I like the mountains. I like skiing. And I hiked Haleakala twice inside the crater.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
There's cabins in there. You should do that. It was not hard at all. I did that. And I did the Grand Canyon twice, which I really enjoyed. That's a beautiful place, the nature. Happy place.
I'm wondering where you get all your energy from.
I think I always had to go. There was one speed I had. I don't know any other speed.
Adventure, travel,
No, I
movement.
want to see things.
Oh, okay.
I'm interested in things, yeah.
You've described even when you were very young, you've been very consistent in your curiosity about the world.
I think it also, no, that's a very drastic thing. It keeps you alive, but it keeps you in a involved matter. I think if you know what's going on, who is what, where are things, I think you need to have a little order in your head as well as in your environment that you live in.
Yeah.
And I think there was something so dramatic in me that was impounded. Order has to prevail, which is a sick thing. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Order has to prevail. That's the one sentence I don't like, yeah.
It's funny.
That's what I was like, get in trouble, make a mess.
Make a mess. Have you and your husband ever flown together on the same routes? Was that pretty
We
consistent?
had our own airplane. He had his own airplane on floats, wheels, and skis. And it was parked behind the house on a lake. We lived on a lake in Anchorage. And he would caress that airplane with his eyeballs like a beautiful woman. It was his baby blue. It was a blue airplane. It was very pretty. And we used to go fishing with it and had really a good time. But life, it changes. Having an airplane is very expensive. We decided we had to sell it. So we did Alaska.
Yeah. That's amazing.
We did Alaska.
And then when you were both flying commercially, did you have routes together as well?
Yeah, I didn't like that much, but no, the point is that I was around people that have couples, flight attendants that work together. But sometimes they are coming on the airplane and they are not happy. They had a fight at home and it brings it on the airplane. And then you have to work around that on top of everything else. And so I didn't like that so much. Grant is the boss when he's on the airplane and I'm the boss in the back. And it's usually better that we are not bossing together. We did it 7 times in our many years of flying. We flew in Alaska together at times, not always. And we flew in Honolulu, and it's always occasion, but Valentine's Day at the Bellagio in Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
That's what we did one time. We used to go skiing. We used to have layovers in Denver, Colorado. We skied there for a long weekend. We had a layover time. So sometimes we did something special, or we would meet up in Sydney and then go up to the Barrier Reef and go scuba diving. We did fun things.
Yeah, you made it count.
Yeah. But it takes effort and it takes planning. And all the contingency in between. Oh, the airplane didn't come, or you have to be to work the next day. And so you have to be very, very careful there.
My last question is, for people who are interested in going into being a flight attendant or a pilot, what kind of characteristics work well in those environments? You know, like who would make a good flight attendant?
I sometimes see them in very mediocre jobs. Like at my dentist, a beautiful little receptionist, and she just answers the phone. And I'm going like, oh, you speak Portuguese too? Portuguese. You should be a flight attendant. Look at you. Oh, I don't know. It's encouragement. If someone would have told me in Austria that I did go to Lufthansa when I was a young lass. And they told me, do you speak how many languages? And I said, a little English. That was not good enough. My French sucked totally. And then they needed to know if you knew what the ballet was playing this winter in Vienna and who was the vice president of something. They wanted you to be globally involved. I was also too short at 5'3". They didn't like that back then in the 70s or 60s, actually. And so they said, no, thank you. And I thought, okay, this is not my job, never realizing that it would be my main passion for many years. But Lufthansa didn't want me.
You landed at the right places after
I
that.
think we did. Yeah. I think we had more fun being like a hodgepodge crew at times. We were family. We became family there. We had to take care of each other.
Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful thing. I'm fascinated by your career and all the things that you've done around your career through travel and being a mom and balancing home life too, but still living so fully. And so I thank you for also gifting me advice over the years and making me realize like life can be really full.
It can be full.
In many ways.
Yeah.
You just have to like prioritize.
But what do you think right now? We're having another storm coming. We're having anxiety. We're having worries about older folks being okay. It's a worrisome season, it seems like it, and the war going on.
Yeah.
It's people are unsettled. I think we got to be kinder to each other.
Yeah.
I think a little more understanding, a little more forgiving than, you said that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it's a time for breathe. There's a little powder cake going on here, I think, in the whole world.
I think we all need a little bit of softening.
And a little grace.
And grace for ourselves and for others. Mm-hmm. And so be nice to each other out there.
Yes, please. Please. Yes, that would be very kind.
Anything else that you'd like to add?
I like the scent of my husband in the morning around his neck when I wake up next to him. Just this little smell. That's just my baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sweet. That's always is there. When I snuggle with my husband, it's just like we're home.
Yeah, that's joy.
Yeah,
Comfort.
that is sweet.
Elfi, this was such a pleasure to have you come over
Molly,
and
thank
do
you.
this. I feel like I know you a little bit more after this conversation, even though we've talked so much over the years. But thank you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. And mahalo everyone for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next episode. Aloha.
Aloha.